around me at the time, I put in my mind that they have taken what I couldn't find. And we all are guilty of that. We're guilty of accusing people of something. Ooh, I think I saw so and so. Ooh, I saw so and so with another woman. Oh, I saw your wife with another man. You know, the accuser, actually, right? You got to watch out for that. Many people are accusing people of things because they also know their own nature of stuff. They also know what they would have done if they were in a position where they could possibly do something ugly. They could possibly commit adultery or something like that. And so the accuser accuses the accused to have your own guilt. Look into this, man. This thing is like they know so much. We tend to know so much. We take the role of God even. We know that God is everywhere and in everywhere at the same time, right? Everywhere. You know, omnipotence and all that, everywhere at the same time, right? He sees everything that's going on. But we're not God, right? We have to remember that. We're not God. So when we pass judgment and say, ooh, yeah, I know this. Boom, I know you better leave that woman alone. You know, I remember even coming up in my early in my stage of having my son, right? I remember ending the relationship or whatever, right? And I remember my mom, you know, she's been, ooh, I don't know about, this girl got 2 kids, and oh, she just really, you know, was going there. And it took a number of years, right? It took a lot of my mom watching me go up and down to where she started seeing something, right? And she finally got a chance to meet the person I had got in a relationship after getting out a relationship with my son's mother. And she had a different frame of mind. She even apologized. She was like, "Oh, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I didn't know what you had or who you were with or whatever, you know." And she just said, "I'm sorry." I said, "Well, you know, it's something, and it's certain things people look for in a relationship. It's certain things that help complete somebody many times in a relationship. And sometimes some people we meet might not fulfill that, right? So, you know, just because you think this or just because someone is a parent to a child, you know, doesn't mean you necessarily have to be in a relationship with the other parent. You know, sometimes it just don't work out. Sometimes the blessing is just the child being born, right? And both parents can nourish that child and growing into someone great, whether woman or man, whether girl or boy, right? And so we got to remember that. But the accuser, right, accuses the accused to hide their own guilt. I'm sure you guys have been this. I'm sure you've been the person on the outside saying, girl, I know. I could look in his eyes and tell. I can look in her eyes and tell. Oh, you see that outfit she had on? Oh, we just go there, man. We just go there. And many times we wrong and we don't want to accept or admit we were wrong. We don't want to admit it. We sit back and act like we never snake nobody. We act like we never stereotype nobody, put the wrong label on somebody. And really, you know, whether you want to remember or not, the person that you put the accusations on, they remember. Like I'm like me, I remember. You know, I may not be as childish to go and bring it up and all that kind of stuff. It's a waste of conversation most of the time with me, you know. But yeah, and I often challenge it because people think they know you when they meet you, right? I was in a relationship some time back, and the person I was in a relationship was telling church members that I was trying to put them out there on the street, and you know, and all this kind of stuff. And I've never been into that. I've never been into the pimping role or nothing like that. I may have thought I was a player, but most of the players really are being played. we think we brilliant and all that, but I've learned my lessons on that part, that player stuff, because that's the last thing I want to be. But someone was accusing me that I was once talking to, telling people I'm no good for them, and I'm trying to put them on the stroll, and it was some ugly stuff. And I was working at this church for a number of years, 20 plus years. I was working there, and this young lady saw me at the taco truck across the street from the job. And she said, excuse me. I said, aren't you? She asked me, she said, aren't you so-and-so, so-and-so? Didn't you used to talk to woo-woo? I said, yeah, I used to. She said, I want to apologize to you. She said, what do you mean? She said, I heard a rumor that you were trying to put one of the sisters in the church out on the street, and you were doing this, and that. I said, you want to apologize? You said, yeah. I said, well, you found out it wasn't true. She said, yeah. I had no idea who you were. I passed judgment without even introducing myself to you. And I even carried that rumor from what someone told me into telling other people whenever we saw you somewhere. I said, really? She said, yeah, but I started doing some work at the church you used to work at. The church used to teach domestic violence classes at. I said, yeah, I helped the community. I've been in that work for many years. She said, well, I stood outside one of your groups about 3 different times and listened in. I know I wasn't supposed to do it, is what she said. She said, but I listened in, and I saw the power that you had in those groups. I saw how the male clients were listening to you and the information you were pushing out. She said, and I just want to apologize. I said, it's okay. It's okay. And I said, well, not you, what I told her. I said, but the accuser accuses the accused many times to hide their own guilt. We have to look ourselves over, sometimes, and ask ourselves, why are we saying this about somebody? Why are we so locked in to thinking we know what we know? We seen it, and why are we adding to the story? Why are we painting these pictures, right? A lot of times it's because of our own self. It's because of our own self, because of our own guilt about things and things that we have gotten ourselves caught in, whether it was a long time ago, whether it was yesterday ago.